Steve? How are you guys?
I'm just so worried. I'm ecstatic.
I still taste double.
Let's so we're rounding here towards the finish line. Let's talk about the end of the semester and what we still have left to do and all that, okay? So problem set for this Sunday is up on the board. That's in My Notre Dame also. That's the last problem set for the semester. So that's nice, right? So we'll work on getting that stuff wrapped up this week. We'll take our Chapter 5 test Monday or Tuesday next week, whether you're A day or B day. We'll cram Chapter 6 in here. Chapter 6 we're going to collect no homework from. We're not going to have a homework quiz on it. We're not going to have a test on it. They'll just appear on the final. So I'll give you guys what I would normally assign for Chapter 6 and the keys and all that stuff to work on, so you have some practice stuff to do. But the only time you're going to see that material is on the exam. We're going to do try to squeeze no other assessment in from Chapter 6 in the interim, because quite frankly, you guys will have enough going on, I think, at the end of the semester rather than trying to squeeze that in there. Yes, Paul?
Wait, so we have like a final with all the chapter on it? I thought someone told me that we just had like our chapter test.
Everybody in all classes gets some kind of cumulative final assessment, whether that's an exam or a project or whatever. That is my understanding that it's now the policy. So that's going to be the same here. 15, 1-5.
If it was 50%, I think
It would be awfully tough. At the end of the semester, we'll drop some homework quiz grade or grades. I haven't decided if it'll be 1 or 2 low ones. And then I give you guys the option of taking a doubled high test score to retake a low test with a maximum retake score of 85. If you'd like to do that, that optional retake would take place in class on the 10th or 13th, Friday or Monday, depending on whether you're an A day or B day, next week or the week after. Remember, the doubled high test score is free. You need to do nothing to take that. If you'd prefer to do the retake, because you have like, oh, I had like all A's and then I had a 36. Like that happens. You can elect to do a retake if you'd like. You're not required to. We'll talk as it gets a little bit closer about what you need to do if you want to opt into that. But I assume nobody's ready to make that decision until they see their Chapter 5 test score.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, I'd want all the information before I pulled that trigger. You know what I mean? Not that I think it'll be bad, but, it's just fair. It's fair. So far, that's going to wrap up the last of our assignments for this semester, right? There's really just one more homework assignment, one more test, and then the final exam. The final exam format is going to be exact questions from your previous tests. So I'll have, by the time that, hopefully by the time you're doing your optional retake, I'll have all the old test keys up into OneNote for you. Presuming we don't have anybody that's super pokey on getting stuff done. Most of the time when I do that, I end up entering the test version that you did in class as well as the retake version. So if you missed class and you had to do the makeup, the questions I'm going to pull are always from the one that you did in class. Version 5 is the retake version. So some of you might have done the retake version. The test questions all come from the in-class versions, which the majority of us took, just as a clarification for you. So I'll just pull, 2 or 3 questions from the previous tests. and weight the questions so it's around the same amount per chapter. And then that'll be what your final exam looks like. In the content library, I've already put in the chapter 6 stuff and the final exam equation sheet that you'll get. So this is the equation sheet for the final exam already in there. As we get a little bit closer and as I get more things prepped out for you, they'll kind of fill in there. I won't be doing a review for the final exam because the exam questions are the old test questions. I don't know why you would study anything other than the old test questions. If you remind me as it gets a little bit closer, I can put in like blank versions of those if that's helpful for you. And then yeah, I think that's everything. Does that feel okay, Tegan?
You also dropped the lowest homework city?
Yeah, I'll do that as well. Yep, I think that's in the syllabus as well. Yep. Again, I probably won't set those drops until I'm getting ready to do the double high test scores though. So it'll be a week or so before I'm probably ready to put in those drops, but I'll let you know when I do. That being said, running out of time here this semester. So if you have tests or homework quizzes or other things that need to get made up, you'd probably want to get that done sooner than later as we're running out of time here. So yeah, questions about anything else for me? All sound reasonable-ish? Hopefully, basically by the after the chapter 5 test, then basically your grade is what your grade is. It can only get better once we put in the drops and doubles and that stuff. So we should have a good picture going into the finals of where everybody's at. Okay. Sound good so far, so good? We're got a good picture of what's going on, what we still have left to do. I assume that'll be rather helpful, as I know it gets kind of hectic. There tends to sometimes be like a mini exam week before exam week. I tried my hardest to avoid anything that, 5 classes out from the exam, and really just no real work past the chapter 5 test at the beginning of next week. So should be okay there on my part anyway. Sydney? Sure. Today, I had toyed with the idea of just taking questions from you guys, but I imagine for a lot of us, we haven't looked at anything in 10 days or whatever. Probably be more effective to do a big question session on Wednesday and just let you guys get into things, get your hands dirty, figure out what you know and don't know, what you need to ask about, what you don't, and let you get crack-a-lacking in class. So let's plan on that today. Obviously, if you run into anything that you have questions about, feel free to come on up and bother me or whatever. I'm just going to be getting stuff prepped out for the end of the semester for my classes and stuff. Okay? Yeah, Blake.
For this review packet, are we doing so it says team 1, team 2?
Yeah, we're not going to,
etc.
yeah,
Do all of them?
you just do them all.
Yeah. Woo.
Yeah.
30 questions, 30 identities. Woo.
You're going to be really good at identities by the end.
Exactly, yeah.
All right.